What is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me here tonight. If you're watching on the live right now, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys joining up. And if you're watching um, after the live's already over, also thank you so much for watching. And it means a lot to me for you guys being here and joining me here tonight. We've got a few different topics to go through. Let me give it a little sound check real quick, make sure we're going good. Yep, we are good. Okay. Um, But yeah, we've got a couple things to talk about today. So last night we kind of ran out of things to talk about. So today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and get a few different things to talk about. So I went out and I got a few different topics for us to go through. So for starters, I went out and obviously we'll talk about the Pistons Summer League game versus the New York Knicks. A pretty bad game, but we'll go through that. And we'll talk about a few things related to the Pistons Summer League team. I don't want to spend too much time on them today because, again, it really wasn't a great game. We did have one really good performer, but outside of that, we have obviously, we'll talk about the two rookies, and then we also have Jalen Duren. I mean, I left him in here because there really has been no news, but I want to see if anyone in here's got any news or anything they want to say about him because usually we can get some good conversations going about him. And I want to hear, I got a few different things I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your guys' Pistons offseason grade is so far. What did you guys like? What did you not like? So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Then I want to talk about also who you guys would rather start, either Isaiah Joe or Duncan Robinson. And then we'll also go through and kind of just talk about the NBA Summer League as a whole, not just the Pistons. See who you guys think the most impressive performer has been so far. I've got a little Detroit Tigers section in here. Um, hold on. Oops, wrong thing. I don't know why that got moved over. We got. Oh, that is not right. Hold on, guys. Oof. We got here. I'm just gonna delete this. I might delete both, but it's fine. That's not how that was supposed to be. Okay, that's better. This is supposed to be. I don't know. I'll add it in a sec, but it's supposed to be who do you guys think that on the Detroit Pistons is going to improve the most? And we also have Detroit Lions season predictions, and then this is supposed to be who needs to improve. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This freaking streaming platform I use gets all messed up sometimes, but I'll go change it in a minute. But this was supposed to be who do you think needs to improve the most on the Detroit Lions, and then we also have Detroit Lions season predictions as well. So we're gonna go through a couple Detroit Lions related things because we have not really talked about them yet. Ethan, what's good, man? Good to see you back. Yeah, it's a bummer Detroit lost today. We'll talk about them here in just a moment. It was a pretty disappointing game. I was pretty upset about it. Before we get anyone else in here though, I'm gonna try and I don't know why this did that. Let's see if I can add a new one. Let's see. Oops, no. Sorry, I might be blocking the screen. I just want to get this on here before we get too far into it, and then we have a bunch of people wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, there's that. Let me move that right there. See if we can see that. Yep. Okay. Sorry guys, if anyone's in here right now, I'm trying to fix the yeah, okay, we're good now. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the text. I don't know what happened. It got messed up really. But anyway, we'll get back into it. Let's go ahead and talk about D-Town 101 was good, brother. Said defend the den. Absolutely. We will be talking about the Detroit Lions in just a little bit. Probably not quite yet, but I know you, D-Town 101. I really want to talk about the Lions with you about with you about the Lions. Sorry. But yes, yeah, so we'll talk about them. We got a Detroit Tigers section as well, and then yeah. Ethan said, "Who do you point to?" If you're talking about for the Detroit Pistons loss today, I'm gonna probably point to, honestly, Bryce Williams and Ibuka Okori. They had really rough games today. So, but we'll go through and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll start with the Detroit Pistons Summer League game. Now, obviously, as always, we'll kind of do some circles. We'll come back and talk about it later. So if there's anything we missed, we'll talk about that as well. But I want to kind of get moving through each topic so we can get some different conversations started as we get more people in here. But But yeah, looking at the Pistons summer league game from today, it was a very, very disappointing game. I was um, pretty upset with the performance overall. We really didn't have any outstanding performer outside of Chaz Lanier, but then again, Chaz Lanier did not end the game well either. He was 8 of 10 from 3 at one point, though, so obviously the best performer from today, but he struggled in the clutch and also just, he's been doing this thing where we get to the second half and he just kind of goes cold. Um, but honestly, it wasn't a good performance today. I mean, you look at Bryce Williams, a guy who had 21 yesterday. He was like 0 of 8 from 3, finished with like 5 points. Isaac Jones had a pretty rough day too, but still at 12 and 8. Onyenso didn't really do anything. He got a few rebounds. He only played 11 minutes though, but wasn't really that impactful. And then Chaz Lanier obviously was a bucket today. He was outstanding. He's really starting to show that he might honestly be fighting for a final roster spot maybe. And then Abuka Okori, although he did have 14, 6, and 4 and had honestly okay defense, he did struggle a lot shooting, especially when it came in the fourth quarter specifically. He started out very well, and then he started taking threes, and then it just went downhill from there. So we'll talk about him and Onyenso here in a minute. And then the bench was pretty as well. I mean, Jane Henley had a solid performance, but overall, it was pretty rough. Roddy Gale didn't even get any minutes. I was pretty disappointed in that. I'm not sure why we're not giving him minutes, if he was hurt or if we just, I don't know. That was pretty rough. But D-Town 101 said, yeah, I'm back to say Abuka looks like he's going to take longer than expected to develop, I've been saying. He's been pretty inconsistent, and I kind of knew he wasn't the best three-point shooter, but he was 0 of 5 today, 0 of 2 the day before. He needs to, if he could shoot the three ball at 40%, I think that I would be really confident in him. The thing is he's not a great three shooter. And that's one thing that we need him to be good at, because if he's going to be on this team, he needs to be a good scorer, and he needs to be able to score from those two positions. So, but yeah, definitely a bit of a disappointing one today. I just think that he honestly, like yesterday, it was really about him just kind of not being able to finish at the rim. Today, he just was not able to hit anything. I mean, he started out very well. He was fine, and then as the game went on, he kind of just lost his touch. So, D-Town 101 also said, everyone's saying it's only the Summer League. Yes, exactly. He should be tearing it up. Super slow shot release isn't going to get it done against star NBA players, let alone Summer League. Yeah, that's very true. And yeah, I mean, like you said, it's only Summer League. Yeah, I think you can say it's only Summer League when it comes to the shooting percentages, because yeah, I mean, it's the Summer League. I get it. It's their first NBA experience. It's their first time playing in actual basketball in the last couple months. So I get that whole perspective. But then again, it is the Summer League. He should be putting up, as a first round top 17 pick, he should be putting up 20 plus points on decent shooting splits. So. He was pretty rough today, though. I will say that. I think I'd give him a C, because he still did go out, put up 14, 6, and 4, and he still is playing at a controlled pace, and you can tell that he's got the potential. I just think he, like you said, he might take a little longer than expected to develop. It might be more. He might not get as many minutes as we think this year. Ethan said, "Yeah, I don't like that game, but hope the Detroit Pistons will get better." Yeah, I mean they have one more on Wednesday, and then after that we're done until October, November. D-Town 101 said Chaz really looks sharp. Still don't see him getting a lot of playing time, though, unless a big injury. Yep, that's kind of where I'm at, too. It's sad to say, but for Chaz, I mean, there's just not any room. We have so many different players of his position, and he did get a little bit of time last year, but, I mean, this year I hope maybe we give him an opportunity, but I just don't see it happening. I think that for Chaz, more than likely he is probably going to be in the G League most of the year. Maybe he gets pulled up. I don't know. Sadly, though, yeah, I think that for Chaz, it's going to be hard for him to get minutes. It really will. D-Town 101 did say, Chaz looks really, or sorry, don't get me wrong, I love his explosiveness, ball handling, padding, but he's definitely got work to do. Steals, passing. Okay, that's what he meant. So he said, don't get me wrong, I love his explosiveness, ball handling, steals, and passing, but he's definitely got work to do. He's referring to Abuka. Yeah, I 100% agree. He's got the potential. I mean, I think we can all agree that he has a lot of potential to become a really good player. You can see it the way he plays. He plays at like such a different pace compared to others, and it's very controlled. He looks very comfortable when he's out there. I think that the biggest thing is that he just needs to finish. He needs to be able to hit high percentage shots, be efficient. Efficiency is the one thing that's probably going to kill him. So if he can work on his efficiency and get those numbers up, and also just kind of take smart shots, I think he'll be fine because his passing's there. His defense is pretty damn good. I just think his shooting and his finishing at the rim is going to be the one thing that I'm going to be looking to see him improve on. Ethan said, I love Ibuka, Corey, and Jones. Yeah, those are probably our two best players on this team. I mean, outside of Chaz. Chaz has been fucking balling ever since that first game. Because the first game, he was not good. And then yesterday and today, he's looking pretty damn good. I mean, if he can keep shooting like that come regular season, this dude might get pulled up and give it a bit of an opportunity. Ethan said, as the Detroit Pistons win Game 4, I think we got one more game at Game 5. Oh yeah, they usually do give a fifth game. You're right. You're right. I forgot they always give like an extra game. So hopefully we see a little bit more. Abuka, Corey. I just think you need to play the rookies. I want to see Roddy Gale get some minutes. I don't know what was up with him getting zeros today, but I'm definitely excited to see how the rookies can continue to improve, because obviously Abuka's had a couple rough games now. He's still averaging like 16 a game, so I'm not too concerned there. But again, I'd like to see one really good shooting game from him, like one game where he's like 3 of 5 from three, 11 of 20 from the field. Like that would really boost my confidence and say, you know what, this guy could be something special for us soon. D-Town 101 said potential is definitely there. Um, I agree, but he's really got to grind being undersized. Yeah, without a doubt. That slow through release really needs to be tuned up. I agree. I mean, being that short, he's going to need to be able to get that off faster, because you look at like all the other shorter players, they have such, like Jalen Brunson, for example, a guy who's only 6'2". He shoots the ball very quickly. He's got a quick release. He's also got, good form. The slow release is not going to work unless he's wide open in the corner. So I think overall he just needs to get his form fixed. I mean, it's not even a bad form. It's really just the release. So we'll see. Detail 101 also said, yeah, where's my boy Roddy? Yeah, I didn't hear why he didn't play. I'm really not sure. I was pretty upset about it because, I mean, you look at these other guys, like he deserves way more minutes than any single one of those bench guys. I like our starting five. I think that's a good starting five, but honestly, I'd rather see Roddy over Bryce anyway, but Bryce did have a really good game yesterday, but after today, I mean, Roddy Gale has yet to miss this summer. Like, he's 100% from the field. He's had 10 points in each game. He's played very good defense. I don't know why we are not giving Roddy Gale minutes. He must have been hurt. I really don't know though. That kind of pissed me off too, because he's been one of our best players. Ethan said, "Yeah, must win game. Must win game 4. Yep, absolutely. We'll see though. I think I forget. Oh, we play the Suns. Yeah, I don't know. This was a pretty disappointing. I mean, I know it's summer league. It doesn't matter, right? But obviously, like I thought our summer league team was pretty good. I liked the potential we had. I liked the Roddy Gale pickup. I know Dawson Garcia hasn't even gotten to play yet, but like I like our summer league team. I think with Abuka, Onyenso, Isaac Jones, Bryce Williams, Chaz, like that's a good starting five for summer league. But and our bench is okay. They just have not been productive at all. We haven't had one bench guy go off except for Roddy Gale, who didn't even play today. So yeah. But yeah, any other thoughts you guys have on the summer league performance? I mean, I do have obviously the two rookies that I'm going to get into here in a sec, kind of talk about their performances and kind of where I'm at with them. But any other things you guys want to, anyone in here? D-Town 101 said, just FYI, Austin Reeves taking less money so they can go sign someone. Wish Darren had that mindset. I did see that today. I think he took like $5 million less than he took a $5 million pay cut, which again, you've seen Wembanyama and Brunson just last week do the same thing. So you're seeing all these star players on some of the best teams take these pay cuts in order to go win. Whereas then you have guys like Jalen Duren, who's just being an absolute dick. So yeah, absolutely. I did see that. But yeah, any other thoughts you guys have on the summer league game? Like I said, very disappointing. Pretty rough game from everyone collectively outside of Chaz Lanier. The shooting was just really bad today. It was just a really rough game, um, offensively especially. Defensively, it was okay. The rookies were all right. I mean, Anyanseller only got 11 minutes, really didn't do much other than get a couple boards. And then Abuka, I mean, he played well. He's just really struggling shooting. That was the biggest thing today. He just could not find his shot today. So yeah, if you guys don't have any other thoughts on that, we will move on. Probably circle back to it later. Um, Detail 101 said they're trying to get Kaminga. He would be a perfect for us. I think I've heard you talk about Kaminga. I would really love to see Kaminga on this team. Again, the thing is I think our roster's already so full right now. I don't know if Kaminga would even be able to get minutes. Um, I mean, I'm sure he'd get minutes, but it's going to take away from someone else. So I don't know, man. I think that I would love to see Kaminga. He's one of my favorite role players in this league because he's such a good defender too. So I don't know though. I could see us. I don't know. We would have to probably release a player or two if we're gonna sign Kaminga, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. Um, Kali, what's good, bro? How you doing? He said, "Told you everyone is watching Darren's foolishness." Yeah, he is definitely making a fool of himself because he's the only player right now that's holding out for contracts. Um, you've seen every other star player either resign or go somewhere else. I'm pretty I'm pretty upset with him, I think. But I don't know, man. It's pretty I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I hope we get it fixed and I hope that Darren comes back and he still has the team chemistry and still has the attitude he had last year before the playoffs. I just don't know if that's gonna happen. I think they're trying to figure it out. So it's not looking good, but D-Town 101 said he agreed with Kali. Kali said, Darren. D-Town 101 said we definitely would trade Duncan, I feel. I could see that. I would say either Duncan or I know Kali won't like this. I could also see Dennis Jenkins being on the trade block because we did distract Abuka. But again, a good championship caliber team would not get rid of a guy like Dennis Jenkins who just went to the conference semifinals last year and already has that experience on this roster instead of replacing with a 19-year-old rookie, right? So I would rather keep Dennis and Duncan. I like them both. But again, for Duncan's sake, we do already have Isaiah Joe, and plus we just got Tareem Prince, John Collins. Like we already have shooters, but I'd like to have as many shooters as we can, just in case A, injury, B, someone's having a bad game. Honestly, I think we just keep the team as it is and see how it goes. But Kaminga would definitely be a really good fit for us. Not as good of a shooter, obviously, but I would love to see Kaminga on the Pistons sometime. But I just don't know if it'll happen because we already have so much, so much taken up. Um, Ethan said, "I think we could sign Roddy Gill. It could happen. We would have to get. I think we'd have to get rid of one of our two-way contracts. I hope the Pistons do that, though. I really do. Oh, we'd trade Duncan if D-Town 101 said we would trade Duncan if we were to get Kaminga. Yeah, agreed. He'd probably be the one that'd have to go. And honestly, yeah, do you think we'd start Kaminga then, D-Town? I think we would. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Troy, what is up, bro? Don't even worry, Troy. Guess what I got in here? Let me find it. We got a Tigers section in here for you. I know they did drop a couple games recently, but we do have. I did it just for you. We got to talk about them Tigers. So don't even worry. We'll get to that here in a little bit. We still got a couple things to talk about. We're kind of just talking about Pistons news right now. Detail 101 said in chat's looking solid at the 3 too. He's looking really good right now. He's really impressing me. I think that for Chaz's sake, he's making a case to maybe not get a roster spot this year because we're already so stacked. But he's making a case for the future as well. So I think, honestly, looking at it, more than likely, he'll be on the G League this year. But by next year, you could see him pulled up to this roster, especially if he could shoot the way he is right now. I would love to see him on the roster this year. Kali said Kaminga has some screws loose, not good for Detroit culture. I'm not sure. I'm sure you know what you're saying. I'm not sure about any of that, so I had no idea. But yeah, if he does have screws loose, not really the best like teammate or locker room guy, then yeah. Troy said my guy, absolutely. We might as well. I also got some Detroit Lions sections in here. We'll get to in a little bit. I want to go through some like season predictions and stuff with you guys. But for now, we'll talk about just a couple Pistons related things. Obviously, we talked about the summer league game, which was pretty disappointing. It was a rough day for the Pistons, especially offensively. Ibuka could not find his shot today. Um, and Chaz had a very good game. He was the best performer by far. Bryce Williams was a dud out there. Onyenso didn't really play much, but he just got a few rebounds. That was it. So yeah. Then Isaac Jones was okay. Then the bench really didn't do much, but yeah. D101 said, yeah, for sure, start Kaminga. You have Cade, Asar, Kaminga, Collins, and Duran. That's solid as fuck, yeah. That's not a terrible lineup. I like Kaminga a lot. Ethan said, yeah, All-Stars coming up tomorrow for the Detroit Tigers. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It is I was going to say that it is All-Star weekend. I completely forgot that's this weekend. Or this week. Because I was looking at their schedule, and I was like, they got like a 5-day gap. And I was like, oh, it's probably that. Gary Williams, that's good, man. Good to see you back. He said Kyrie Irving. If you didn't know, Kyrie Irving is my literal GOAT. He is my favorite player. I got his jersey in my room somewhere. It was back when he was on like the Nets, though. But yeah, I would love Kyrie. I don't know if we'd be able to get him. I guess if you were to trade like Duncan, you could probably find some way to get Kyrie. He'd probably cost you a little bit. I would love Kyrie. The one reason I really love Kyrie, I know he's a little older and injury prone now, but he is such a baller. Like he can score at any given moment. I would love to see that next to Cade. Honestly, I think he'd work well with Cade. I mean, you saw what he did with Luka when they went to the freaking finals a couple of years ago. I think he'd be a really good fit next to Cade, and I think he'd help out this offense a ton, and he'd be really good. Um, I like that idea though, Gary. I do. D101 said especially if Asar gets a jumper. Yeah, we hope, right? And then D101 also said we doubt we would trade for another guard. We have so many. That is true. But again, if we traded Duncan and maybe one of our other, like maybe a Gary Harris or something like that, maybe like a first round pick or two. I don't really know what it would cost to get Kyrie. I wouldn't want to give up more than like a first or two in a player, but yeah, I would totally take Kyrie if we were able to give up maybe just like a player and then a couple picks. Ethan said, yeah, Kevin McGonigal going to be on the All-Star game. Yeah, crazy that a rookie's going to be on the All-Star game. That's crazy. Detail 101 said we would have to give up Duncan, DJ, and then a few other pieces plus picks. Yeah, I would say at least Duncan and DJ, and then probably at least 2 first-round picks, and then probably a couple other things as well. Maybe second-round picks or what, I don't know. Maybe a couple first round swaps. Ethan said, yeah, they both got the same name, Kevin and Kevin, Detroit Tigers and Detroit Pistons. That's crazy. Are you talking about Kevin Herter? D-Town 101 said, right, we have the same thought process. Yeah, damn right. But yeah, so looking at, I haven't even talked about Ibuka yet. Looking at Ibuka, 3 games into the summer league, he has shown some signs of improvement, or not improvement. He's shown some signs that he can score. Like he looks like he will translate in the NBA. I just think as a rookie right now, he's still finding his shot. He has yet to really show us that he can shoot the ball, right? He's been struggling from 3. I think he's like 2 of 12 from 3 so far, which is pretty rough for a guard. So for his sake, I mean, the main thing I've been looking for him in the summer league was how well can he shoot the ball and how well can he defend. His defense has been very good. I'll give him that. He had 7 steals yesterday. He had a block and a steal today. I'll give him that. I mean, it is summer league, so you can't look at into that too much. I thought that he's looked pretty good though. He's quick. I'll go through some pros and cons I've seen from him so far. So we'll start with the good stuff. The good stuff that I've seen from him is that he plays at a very controlled and fast pace. He knows how to play quick, which is going to help him a lot. He's very, very confident going to the rim. He knows how to finish at the rim. He can go up against any big guy and find a way to score. And he's done a very good job of that in the summer league. He can absorb contact. I do think he needs to work on probably finishing a little bit more when he absorbs the contact, because he was getting hacked a lot yesterday and he wasn't getting any calls, so I'll give him that. But yeah, I think overall He's looked really good. I like the way he's been playing. And outside of that, the other pros, passing's been very good. Defense has been very solid. Only cons that I've seen from him so far is that his shooting is not quite there yet, and then he needs to get a little bit stronger when it comes to absorbing that contact down low so he can finish some of these shots, and also just get more foul calls too. Ethan said yes. Gary Williams said he has to get stronger. I definitely agree with that. Detail 101 said Dude will definitely draw a lot of fouls. With the the wild shifty layup package, which I think will keep defenders. You don't think that defenders he will get stronger? He's still a kid. Yeah, he's only 19. You won't be able to defend him as tight because of how quick he is. I'm assuming is what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. The thing with Ibuka is just how fast, and he reminds me so much of like Jaden Ivey, Jalen Brunson, the way that those guys play. Like you watch Jalen Brunson play, he's playing quick, right? He plays at his own pace, but it's a quick, fast pace that can beat almost any defender. And they're shorter. I mean, Ivy was what 6'4", 6'5", but he was fast, right? Like he could get moving. This guy's a little more quick, but he reminds me a little bit of Brunson. I'm not saying like player comp. I'm just saying like the way they kind of play, it's similar, right? And you look at Brunson now compared to when he first came in the league. Yeah, he got bigger, he got stronger, he got a little more controlled, and he found a way to finish from anywhere on the court. So I think that's what this guy will work on too. I think right now Ibuka is definitely showing us what he can do and what he's capable of. So I'm very happy with him so far. I just think the shooting has been the one thing, and then obviously he could maybe do a little bit better of a job finishing down low. But yeah. Yeah, he's only 19. He's going to get better. He's looking good, though. Gary Williams said refs swallow the whistle in the Summer League. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. If you watched yesterday's game, it was obvious. He was getting destroyed down low, and he was not getting any calls. He got a couple, and he finished a couple. But, yeah, he was definitely not getting the benefit of the doubt when it came to whistles down low. But, yeah, and I get it. Refs are probably not going to call as much in the Summer League. It's whatever, but in like the actual NBA, I mean, they're calling like 90% of those. So I definitely agree though, Gary. Detail 101 said hopefully he has one more growth spurt. Yeah, if he can get another inch or two, maybe 3, that'd be perfect, right? He's only 19. It could happen, but I doubt it. Yeah, I mean 6'1", it's short, right? I mean it's short. You like to see 6'4" is like the good NBA size, 6'4" to 6'5". But we've seen 6'1" to 6'2" players dominate. I mean, Jalen Brunson was the freaking final. He was Finals MVP, wasn't he? And he's only 6'2". It's an inch taller. So yeah, I think I'm definitely confident in Ibuka. He's definitely shown me that he can be good and that he will be solid for us. I just think his shooting's gonna take time, and his confidence is there, and his abilities are all there to like score the ball. I just think he needs to work on finishing at the rim as well. Ethan said Ibuka, Corey can block the ball, steal the ball, and he can shoot sometimes. You just got to work on it, get a little bit better. Absolutely. He actually, for being 6'1", can block shots pretty well. I don't know if his wingspan's that good or what I think it's just his athleticism and his mind. Like he's very smart player. But yeah, he is definitely a pretty damn good defender. Like he's really good with steals. He knows where to be placed. He's a good off-ball defender. That's one thing is that he's not lazy. Like I've seen Darius Acuff Jr. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's on the Kings right now, rookie from Arkansas, who was one of my favorite players in this draft. He's not a good off-ball defender. He gets caught ball watching, loses his defender, and he's not a good on-ball defender. This guy can actually play defense, and I like the way that he plays. And the biggest thing for him is he just needs to work on shooting and obviously finishing at the rim against those big guys. Detail 101 said he has like a 6'8" wingspan. That's pretty crazy for a 6'1" guy. That's pretty good. So that definitely will give him a bit of a benefit. Gary Williams said, have you seen Ibuka create for others? He's been very, very good passing-wise, something that you didn't really see much at Stanford. If you watch a Stanford tape, he was obviously a score-first guard. He's kind of been translating to almost like a point guard role for us. He's averaging like 5 or 6 assists per game, which I find interesting. I like his. A lot of people, are saying like he needs to just shoot the ball more. He needs to take more shots, and I agree. I want to see him showcase that, but he's also showcasing that he's an unselfish player that can create for others and impact the team in different ways. That to me is showing that he's an all around player. I mean, he can really do everything. He can defend well. He can create. He can shoot from anywhere on the court. And I think he had like 4 rebounds today too. I mean, that's not bad for a 6'1" guy, right? Ethan said, or Detail 101 said, dude definitely creates, absolutely. And then Ethan said that Ibuka Corey just needs some Cade Cunningham. Yeah, I think Cade will definitely help him out too, having a guy like that teaching him. But yeah, I definitely agree though. He can create for others very well. That's one thing that he's impressed me a lot on. Um, but yeah, if you guys get any other thoughts on Ibuka Corey, let me know. Otherwise, we'll move on to the other rookie. We'll talk about him here in just a moment. Ethan said 100% needs help. Yeah, he'll get there. He's only 19. I'm not saying he's going to be a project. I mean, he will be in a certain sense, but he will be able to impact this team right away as well. Detail 101 said, I honestly would rather him handle the ball, pass, and ISO drive to the lane. He should create good spacing. Yes, for sure. He's one of those guys that can score from anywhere. He loves to take it to the rim and finish. But he also likes to obviously create for others, ISO, drive to the lane. What else do you say? Yeah, handle the ball. Like he's very good at all of that, and that's something that I think will be very handy for us because we don't really have much of that on this team outside of Cade and Dennis. So I think having one extra guy that can do that gives me a lot of confidence in this squad. So, but yeah, we'll move on. If you guys got anything else to say about him, let me know. But I think he's been good. So far, I'd give him probably. It's between a B and a B plus for me. Probably a B because his shooting needs to get there, and he needs to finish a little bit more at the rim. But like I could give him a B plus because he has done a lot more today, or this summer league than I thought he would. He's been defending a lot better and passing a lot better. So I'll give him a B for now. But I think after Wednesday it could grow to a B plus. Kali said, "What was Onyenso's stat line? It wasn't much." He didn't really play much, though. I will say that, Kali. He only played 11 minutes, but all he did was put up 5 rebounds. That's the only thing he did. He didn't get, I mean, his defense was okay. He just didn't really put up any defensive stats. But overall, yeah, he didn't play much. I'm not really sure what that was about because they didn't play Roddy Gill either. They played a lot of Crowell and Drake Allen, which I thought was interesting because those guys really didn't do anything. Sorry, one sec. All right, sorry about that. We are back. Where was I? Oh yeah, Onyenso. Yeah, he didn't play much today, which again, um, you had Crowell getting a lot of minutes. So I think we were kind of focusing on some of those bench guys today. But yeah, I think overall, I want to see Onyenso and Gale get some more minutes. But we'll go to Onyenso here. We'll talk about him here in a sec. I want to get to these other chats that I missed though. Detail 101 said all this said. I think I'm still sad we passed on Malik, fell on Cam Carr. Really hope he translates though for our sake. I know I'm a huge Cam Carr guy. I really am. It sucks that I mean I again like I really like Abuka and I'm very confident in him, but Cam Carr was my number one prospect. Philin was another top three. Malik Thomas I wasn't as high on, but I think he's looking really good so far. He's been impressing me, but I think Abuka will end up being worth it. I do think he will translate and he'll be a good player for us. Don't worry. Gary Williams said, how many players on the roster would you trust with the ball handling? 3, I think. I trust Cade, I trust Dennis, and I trust Abuka Corey. Outside of that, no one. Duncan's not a ball handler. Isaiah Joe's not a ball handler. John Collins and Duran are not. I mean, Duran's actually not bad for being a center, but um, it's really, to me, it's only Cade, Danis Jenkins, and Abuka. Those are the only guys I think that should ever be playing point guard or passing the ball, or sorry, like running the offense. So yeah. Ethan said, yes, Gil Jr. needs to play on Wednesday. Yeah, he does. He needs minutes. I don't know what that was about today. I don't know why he was getting zeros. That really pissed me off. Detail 101 said 3 players should be handling the ball. Cade, DJ, and Abuka, only guys who should handle the ball. Yeah, 100%. We are on the same page, Detail. Detail 101 said no, Darren cannot handle the ball. I disagree, honestly. Like, no, he can't handle the ball like as a point guard. I'm saying though, when he does have the ball and he's dribbling, like he's honestly like he's smart. He knows how to when to pass. He has a really good um like mindset when he's on the court. Like he knows where to pass to when he's down low. He uh he can honestly. I've seen him dribble up the court before, dude. The dude can actually do it. Like I'm saying like as a center, he's not bad. I'm not saying I trust him and would want him handling the ball. No, I'm saying for Duran's sake though that he's actually not a terrible ball handler. Like when you give it to him down low, like he knows how to post up and like pass it out. But yeah, like dribbling wise, no, he's not a very good like dribbler. Take it in. He said, "Lol, we were on the same page." So he said, "Duran dribbling the ball." No, no, no. I'm not saying like when he's dribbling up the court. Although I've seen him do it. I do not trust Duran handling the ball. I'm just saying that when you give it to him down low, he can do it. Yeah, dribbles it off his foot. Yeah, I've seen him do that as well. I just meant when he's down low and you give him the ball, he knows how to score. Like he's not a ball handler. He's not a guy that I'm gonna trust. But when you give it to him down low, he is very good at knowing like what post moves to do, when to pass it out. I was talking more about passing, I guess, not like ball handling. Because ball handling, no, he's not the best dribbler. No, very few 7-footer or 6'10" guys are. Um, I think that as a center though, he's pretty good down low with the ball. Like he can handle it well and like pass it out well and post up well. But dribbling, yeah, no. I've only seen him do it a couple times where he's like dribbled it down the court and scored. But like I would not want him ever playing point guard. He's not a good ball handler up top. Kali said a Herder can handle pretty decently. He can. That is another one. Um, Compared to any of our other guards slash forwards, honestly, um, Ron Holland isn't terrible, I would say. Even Asar has shown flashes, but he's not really the best. I feel like he turns it over a lot when he tries to do too much. Ron, yeah, I could see him. Ron could definitely develop it more too. Detail 101 said, okay, I'll give you that one. You're solid. Herder solid. Yeah, down low Duran can facilitate for sure. I agree. Yeah, I was thinking more down low. Up top, no. I mean, Duran's not gonna sit up by the 3 point line and just like ISO ball somebody, right? He's gonna be more of like give it to me down low, and then he knows what to do down there. I wouldn't want Duran dribbling down the court though, although I've seen him do it, but not someone I would trust. Marvelous said Abuka needs to hit the weight room. Yeah, he does. I think he needs, and he's 19. He'll get bigger, right? He'll grow. You'll see that over time. But yeah, I think Abuka's he's been solid. I just think his shooting and finishing at the rim has been the two things that he's just struggled with, and that's okay. It's summer league. He's developing. He's translating. He'll get there. But yeah, he does need to hit the weight room. He needs to be able to absorb that contact better. But yeah. But yeah, so we'll talk about Onyenso. We haven't really mentioned him much yet, but there's also not much to say. Now, I will say this. For his sake, I think that he is doing his role, right? His role is to rebound and play defense, not do anything else. And today, in the 11 minutes he played, he had 5 rebounds. Yesterday, he had 5 blocks with, I think, like 8 or 9 rebounds. So I'm like, and he also hit a three yesterday. Overall, I'd give Onyenso probably a B as well so far this summer league. I thought that he's done exactly what I was hoping to see him do, and that's block shots, play good defense. And also, he's impressed me with the 3 pointer. I wasn't expecting to see that. And I think he's done a good job just being a reliable player down in the paint. I'd like to see him, a couple of things I would like to see him improve on is becoming a better lob threat, because he can do that, obviously. I just think I'd like to see him do it more because that would fit very well in our offense with guys like Cade and Danis Jenkins facilitating the ball. Um, Other things that I think he could improve on is just getting a bag down low. I'm sure Darren can help him with that, but like he needs to work on post moves and being able to generate offense on his own. But obviously, his the thing with him is his main role is to rebound and play defense, and he's done very good with both of those things. Rebounding, I'd like to see him do a little bit better, I guess, but I think overall he'll get there. Detail 101 is talking to Marvelous, who said Abuke needs to hit the weight room. He said, why y'all saying he needs to hit the weight room? He doesn't need to bulk up. That would take away from his quickness. He's still super powerful. I don't understand why you guys think that. That's true, actually, when you say it like that. The thing with, uh, the thing is, I think with Abuka is I would like to see him get not thicker, but just stronger, right? Like maybe a little more firm. Obviously, you don't want to see his quickness go away. That's the one thing that keeps him probably as an NBA player is his quickness and his ability to blow by defenders. Um, but I definitely agree. I think that like he could maybe hit the weight room, get a little bit more muscular, so he can absorb that contact a little stronger. But I do not want him to slow down at all and get smaller. But yeah, Detail 101 said I disagree. That's just my opinion. I'm kind of with you on that, Detail. I do think that, yeah, he should hit the weight room, get a little bit more muscular, absorb contact better, but I don't think he should get any bulk to him or any more size. I just want to see him maybe get a little stronger, a little better. Ethan said if you don't want Roddy Gale getting 0 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what it was with him getting 0 minutes. I don't think he's injured. I really don't know what that was. But obviously hope to see him get more minutes tomorrow or Wednesday. Gary Williams said Abuka needs to get stronger to absorb contact. Yeah, I agree with that. He just needs to get stronger, not thicker, not fatter. I would like to see him get a little bit more muscular, a little bit more, get his body a little more bigger frame wise, not thicker, but just not fatter, just enough to where he's able to absorb that contact down low and finish at the rim better. And then my boy Kali said, hit the like button, guys. Help your boy out. Absolutely. We're already at 7 likes. Thank you, guys. If you have not already, please do hit that like button. It'd help me out a ton. It'd help get more people in here, too, because that's just how YouTube works, I guess, is the more activity we're getting, the more likes, the more people are going to see this. But yeah, and also if you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button if you feel like it. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by hopefully the end of the year. We'll see. So thank you guys for being here. We've had a good chat so far. We're already almost an hour in, and we're only on I still have a lot to talk about, so we'll get moving on to the next thing here. But Detail 101 said, I mean, everyone compares him to Jalen Brunson. They're the exact same size, weight, and height. Yes. I didn't know they were the same size. I thought Brunson might be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I compare him to Brunson a lot too. Obviously, I don't think that they're not. I don't think they're that similar. Like, oh, he's the next Jalen Brunson. No, I'm just saying play wise, I think that Abuka Okori is a little bit similar with the quickness and the stuff that he does. Detail 101 said, and Jalen Brunson looks like he's doing just fine at that size. That is true. I mean, what was he, the Finals MVP? But yeah. All right, we'll move on from the Summer League talk. We'll circle back in a little bit whenever you guys want. Just let me know. Gary Williams said Brunson has grown man strength. Yeah, he does. He's a little bit thicker, I feel like. He knows how to absorb contact well and score. We'll move on. We have some Jalen Duren talk again. I mean, again, there's really no news. If anyone does have news, though, let me know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Jalen Duren is going to come to his senses, lock in, and avoid breaking up this team chemistry and stop being a little diva? Or do you guys think that this is not Troy Weaver, Trajan Langdon's fault? What do you guys think about this situation? Any thoughts on the Jalen Duren situation? Kali said Brunson's cerebral game is head and shoulders above the rest of the league. He is definitely head and shoulders above the league. He's a very good player. Gary Williams said Duren is trash. All right. I think there's definitely some parts of his game that are trash. I'll agree there. I won't say Duren's trash, though. I do like Duren. I hope he stays because he does fit. One thing I will say, Gary, is I do think Duren fits very well on this team with his lob threat ability. Now, I will say his defense needs quite a bit of improvement, and his shooting definitely does too. I think he's asking for too much money for a guy who can't play defense very well, and is honestly not the best shooter either. He needs to improve on a couple of things, but I mean, he's a good lob threat, good rebounder. So he was an all-star and all-NBA player this year, which he probably wouldn't have been if guys like Tatum and Halliburton weren't hurt. But yeah, Ethan said, yeah, Kevin Durant said he liked the Pistons and he wants to play. Yeah, I heard he wants to play with Cade Cunningham. I heard that he did. I heard someone say that he is interested in playing with Cade. Is it going to happen? I doubt it. I don't think we'll trade for him, but I would love to see KD here. I think it'd be cool. But we'll see. Detail 101 said, I don't know, ask Darren's manager. I mean, I don't have his number on me, but if I can, I don't know if that'll happen. I don't think I'll be able to reach out to him. I'd love to hear what is going on behind the scenes, but obviously that is down to the Pistons front office. Gary Williams said, "What is Duran gonna do? Sit out a year, sign the damn contract?" Well, yeah, and that's the thing, Gary, is that we control Duran. Like he can't just go leave and go anywhere, right? Like if he wants to, that's the thing is he can sit out. That's the one thing he can do. If he wants to be like, nope, I'm not playing for you guys. Well, okay, well then you're gonna be on this team next year, but you're gonna be sitting out. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what his deal is. I really want to see him just lock the fuck in and just sign the damn contract. I just think it definitely is. He's definitely becoming a bit of a not a, like I don't know a cancer or like a headache to this team. Like he's kind of bringing it down. It's just not a good look for him, you know. Kali said, I think the front office is seriously considering moving on from the headache Darren is becoming. Their best bet would be to sign and then trade him for the moon and the stars. Detail 101 said, I agree with Kali. Yep. And the fact that that's crazy. I haven't actually seen. Kali's always been very with re-signing Duran. I feel like most people in here have been, and I'm obviously still, fingers crossed, re-sign Duran, and he's on the team next year. But it's almost getting to the point where I'm almost kind of agreeing that I think that a sign and trade might be the only answer. And a sign and trade for who? I don't know. Could it be for Domantas Sabonis? Maybe. I don't know if I'd love that though. I really do think Duran's good. But then again, I mean, Domantas Sabonis is a pretty damn good defender. He can shoot the ball. Not as good of a lob threat as Duran. Pretty good rebounder though. Good passer too. I don't know. What would you guys think? Here, I'll say this before we move on from this talk. If we're gonna do a sign and trade, because that's the only other option besides re-signing Duran, it's either we re-sign Duran and he either sits out next year or he plays for us and locks the fuck in and stops being a pussy, or we do a sign and trade with somebody. Give me a sign and trade option. If we're gonna do a sign and trade, who do you guys want to see? Detail 101 said he likes Sabonis. I think that'd be my number one option, which I don't know how I'd feel about that if we were to do it. Because I do really like Duran. I want to keep him. He's very good. But Sabonis would probably be my number one option. And like you just said, he is a walking triple-double. And I think he'd fit well here. I just hope that he is a reliable lob threat for Kate. And we do have John Collins, so we have him for lobs too. Asar can do lobs. I would say keep Jalen Duran if we can and just keep that team chemistry. Gary Williams said at this point Detroit would probably get robbed while trading Duran. Yeah, I mean, I don't want another Jaylen Brown situation, you know what I mean? I don't want to trade him for 2 first-round picks, which is probably what it's going to be at this point. I don't even know if we're going to get a player in return for this guy if he's going to keep acting like this. But again, he was an All-NBA All-Star this year. I hope that we can get something in return out of him. We'll see. Ethan said, keep Jalen Duran. Detail 101 said, do me a favor, look at what Sabonis did last year compared to Duran. I do know that Sabonis, I think he was hurt a little bit this year. But I do know that obviously stat-wise, he's been very good. Domantas Sabonis. Let's see his stats, though. I think Duran was, I don't know. He's 6'10". So about same size, 240. He averaged 16, 11, and 4 this past season with the Kings. I don't know how many games he played. I thought he was hurt a little bit. Um, oh, he only played 19 games this year, so I might look at the year before. Where do I go for that though? We could look at his career stats too. He's played 665 games in his career. But anyway, if you look at his last year's stats, he only played 19 games. He only played 30 minutes per game. He had 54% from the field, 18% from three, 73% from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 0.2 blocks, and 1 steal per game. So nothing crazy. Pretty similar to Duren, though. And then in his career, he is averaging. Oh, am I tripping? What the fuck? His field goal percentage in his career is 56% from the field. He shoots 34% from three, 73% from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, half a block per game, and 1 steal per game, averaging 16 points per game in his career. Very similar stuff to Duren. I'll say that. Kali said, I would hate to lose him, but no one knew Duren was this much of a diva. We'd probably trade him after next season to see how he does and if he improves in the playoffs. That's what I think we should do, guys. If I'm going to give you my personal thought and take on Duren, I say re-sign him at least for a year. Give him the contract he wants. If he wants over $40 million, don't give him that. But just get Duren back on this team. If he gives us a good effort this year and he is an all-star again or similar, averaging 18 and 11 or at least like 15 and 11, keep him. That'd be fine. And if by trade deadline and he's not playing well or doing what we want him to, or if it comes to the playoffs next, obviously trade him if he's doing that. But if it comes to the playoffs and he underperforms in the playoffs again, get rid of his ass. But then again, then he's probably going to bring down his trade value. You might not be able to get as much out of him. So it's like, is it better to trade him now after he was just an all-star and all-NBA player? Or would it be better to wait and just see and maybe not get quite as much out of him? I think, honestly, just keep him. Give him at least till the trade deadline or at least till the end of next year. See how he does in the playoffs. And if it's not good, then just get rid of him. But yeah, I didn't know he's this much of a diva either. I didn't think he was like that. But yeah, D-Town 101 said, yeah, very similar. North End, Sig, what's good, man? Good to see you back. What up, though? Ethan said I would keep Jalen Duren, another 1 3-year deal for, yeah, at least a 3-year deal probably. D-Town 101 said, don't get me wrong, I like Duren, but for $32 million a year, he proves himself in the playoff. I would say 32. 32 million, solid contract. North End Sig said North in the building was good. We're just right now talking about Duren. What you guys are thinking about Jalen Duren situation. You guys think we should just do the sign and trade, get rid of him, because he's kind of being a bit of a diva. He's kind of being a bit of a problem on this team. We talked earlier about the Summer League. It was a pretty disappointing game today, but obviously yesterday we had some good players. Obviously Chaz Lanier's been balling. Abuka's been solid, just not really, his shot's not really falling very well. He's struggling finishing at the rim. And then we talked a little bit about the 2 rookies. But now we're just talking about Duren. We're going to move on here in a minute. But if you got anything to say, let me know. Kali said absolutely no team in this NBA thinks Duren's worth more than 35 mil. That's why he's got no offers. Agreed, Kali. He's maybe worth 30 million. I think, how much did Walker Kessler get? Wasn't it about like 32.5 million a year? I think that's about what Duren's contract should be. He should not be getting anything more than 35 million. It should be 30 to 35 million, anywhere in between there. North End 6 saw that I was on yesterday. He said he was outside till 3 a.m. Holy shit. That's crazy. No, all good, though. Yesterday, we didn't have much to talk about. Today, I've got quite a few topics for you guys, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll move on from the Duren talk, though. If you guys get anything left to say about Jalen Duren, throw it down there. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll circle back to it. But I want to move on. And I want to go through a little bit of something fun with you guys. Let me move this over a little bit. Sorry, this like streaming thing that I use is it's very, very. I'm still getting used to it. It's very weird. So sometimes like I still might have to fix a couple of the text things later on, but it's fine. I want to go through what What are your guys' Pistons off-season grades? What would you give Trajan Langdon as a grade this offseason? Do you guys think that he's done a good job? Do you think that he's missing something? Do you think he's done a terrible job? Do you think we should fire him? Um, what do you guys think about the Pistons offseason so far? If this is, from what I understand, this is probably the final roster. I don't think we're making any more moves till at least the trade deadline. What do you guys think about the Pistons offseason? What grade would you guys give them? I personally would give them. I'm gonna go B minus B maybe. I'll probably go. It's like in between. I'll give him a B just because I like the idea that he's going for with the shooting. We're going after a lot of shooters. I like that. Um, I'll give him a B for now. I think. I don't know. I'll give him a B. I'll be a little optimistic. Give him benefit of the doubt. What we got in here? We said North End Six said I'm with signing Durans, but with the replacement John Collins, who might trade him for Sabonis and add another player because we got 18 and another player because we have 18 players. I see what you mean. Um, I think yeah. I think honestly, if we're gonna trade for Sabonis, we might give up Duran and maybe one other guy, get Sabonis and maybe a pick. But we'll see. I'm honestly not opposed to trading Duran for Sabonis, but I would not love that. I would just love to keep Duran, obviously, and just not give up on that. Kali said 6 out of 7. Okay. Uh, what else we got? We got North End Six said Sabonis is an upgrade for Tobias and Collins over Duran, but with a shot. Yeah, I think Collins is a bonus compared to Tobias and Duran. Might be a bit of an upgrade. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Kali said C plus. I agree with that. I guess, I don't know. I'm definitely stuck between a B and a B minus. I'm thinking B minus just because I'll give my opinion in a sec. Let me read what you guys are saying. Um, D-Town 101 said North End Sig gets it. Kali said C plus. Ethan said he did a great job. D-Town 101 said C. He said okay, C plus. Off season not over though. He still got time. Definitely agree. Um, Gary Williams said Pistons have like 4 spot up shooters. Yep, I'll talk about that here in a sec. North End Six said I'll give it an 89. Almost an A. You really want to go A. Okay, I feel that. I feel that. So like an 89 out of 100. Ethan said 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9. Norton 6 said, I get what you're saying, but everybody want Duran, but we also wanted Stu. It's just timing. I'll say it is a business at the end of the day, right? Detail 101 said, so if we couldn't get Sabonis, what center would you want if we were to trade Duran? Who would best fit with Cade? I'll go Derek Lively. I think we could get Derek Lively and maybe like a Kyrie in a deal for Duran, or maybe PJ Washington. I don't know. Lively, I think, would be okay. I think he could develop a little bit better. He's not the best, but I could see that happening. Um, Outside of that, though, fitting with Cade, I would go with. Whew, I don't know. That's the tough decision. I would say Lively's realistic. Yep, Gary Williams said PJ. Yeah, maybe Lively and PJ. That was the other name I was thinking of. Either Lively and Kyrie or Lively and PJ. But then again, you'd probably have to give up our roster is just really full right now. You'd probably have to give up 1 or 2 guys alongside with Duran. But yeah, I think outside of Sabonis and Lively, I think the only other center I could think of that I would not mind. I mean, I'm thinking of like veterans. Um, what about like Kristaps Porzingis on the Warriors? Um, I'm not a huge Aiton guy, and obviously I'm not a huge Porzingis guy either. He's kind of older and washed, but Aiton, I'd probably pass on him. Um, I don't know. Name me some centers that you guys would not mind, and I'll maybe that'll give me an idea. I can't think of any others I'd want besides those two because we need a lob threat, that's for sure. We need a proof guy, maybe like a. mm, All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, we got detail 10. Oh, I already read that. Gary Williams said PJ. Norton 6 said, yeah, and Darren's agent is an NFL agent. He wants Darren to get 40 mil. Yeah, fuck that guy. Norton 6 said, sold Darren. I'll say he get 34. 34 million? Okay. Detail 101 said Lively would be nice. I agree. He said PJ is only like 6'7", though. I think he's maybe 6. He might be 6'10", or is he 6'7"? Either way, he plays power forward, so he could be a good backup 4. Oh, No 106 said the Suns 2-year center from Duke. What's his fucking name? I know who you're talking about. Oh, what the fuck's his name? I know who you're talking about though. Ethan said, yeah, we need to make it a little bit better at Detroit Pistons, but that's something you get better. Yeah, for sure. Kali said he dropped beef stew on the Grizzlies' doorstep, got pickpocketed for Tobias. Lowball Darren, but got Collins and a couple shooters in the margins. He's definitely treading water. Yeah, he's kind of in the middle, right? It's been like a, I think losing Stu and Tobias was terrible. That was definitely not ideal. Lowballing Duran, I would say, is kind of a dick move, but I understand why he did it. But he did get Collins, Joe, Prince, and he's really picked up the shooting. So, ooh, detail one. What's up, Mark Williams? Ooh, that's a good name right there. I would not mind it. The only thing I'll say about him is he is a little injury prone. Mark Williams would be is he the center from Duke? I think. I know he went to Duke, but was he on the Suns? Ooh, Norton Sig said Dylan Brooks and come on, Malak for Darren. That's interesting. I wonder if the Suns would, or not the Suns, or yeah, Dylan Brooks on the Suns. Yeah, I wonder if the Suns would do that. Gary Williams said the center OKC draft from Michigan's awesome. Adea Amara, that was my like number one fucking target this draft. I mean, I knew we weren't gonna get him. Like my main like prospects for this draft for the Pistons was if we were gonna trade up would have been Yaxel, Amara, or probably like Bennett Sturts. But like center wise, Mara was easily probably the best in this draft. Outside of maybe trying to think what are the other centers that got drafted. There really wasn't much centers in this draft. Mara was definitely. Ooh, Detail 101 said Sengun's pretty fire too. I wouldn't mind it. I'm not a huge Sengun guy. But I definitely could see that. Kali said, yeah, Williams the same year as Darren. I remember that. I think we didn't we do like a trade with like, or was Mark Williams taken like right before Darren? Maybe it was. But yeah. Kali said not great. Detail 101 said I've been wanting Dylan Brooks too. Hell yeah. I low key do fuck with Dylan Brooks. I used to kind of not like him. I like his mentality though. He's a good teammate too, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. You can say, and we got Gary Harris, yeah, solid vet. But yeah, I'll give my opinion here in a sec. Before I do though, if you guys are in here, appreciate you guys for being here first of all. We got 13 of you guys. Please do make sure to hit that like button. It helped me out a lot, and if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out because I am getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. So, and if you have not thrown anything in the chat yet, please do. We got some good conversations going in here. I like these. I like this this chat so far. Detail 101 said maybe they will ship out Chet. Could see that. I mean, they have to get rid of either Chet or Hartenstein. I feel like maybe they wait a year though, so Mara can develop. Norton 6 said Joel Embiid for Darren. He's too injury prone for me. Gary Williams said, so is the center we drafted in the second still trash. Talking about Onyenso. Honestly, Gary, I wouldn't say he's trash, but he's never going to be a reliable starter. He's never going to be a reliable bench guy. I mean, maybe in the future, but he so far in the summer league, he's shown that he can play really good defense. And he's shown that he is a decent rebounder. I think he could get a little better at rebounding. The main thing he needs to improve on is just being a good lob threat and also just developing some post moves. But yeah, he's a working project, or he's a project. He's not gonna ever start. He might be a good bench player. He's a really good defender. I'll say that. He's done well defensively. Kali said Gary Harris is on his way to the big three league. Yeah, I like all these ideas. So yeah, so I think okay. So before I get into my Pistons offseason grade, I'll say if we're gonna do a sign and trade with Duren, it's gonna be Sabonis, Lively, or probably Mark Williams. I think those would be my top three options. The only thing with Mark Williams is he's very injury prone, and Sabonis kind of is too. And Lively really isn't all that great. That's why I'm just like, we might as well just keep Darren, guys. Like he's proven, he's been good for us. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna give my Pistons offseason grade, and then we'll move on. For the Detroit Pistons offseason so far, for Trajan Langdon's sake, all right, I'll start by saying this. I see his vision. He saw what we did last year. He saw that we were a one seed in one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. And he also saw that we were a very poor shooting and offensive team last year. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad shooting games. His number one priority this season was to fill this team with shooters, surround Cade with as many floor spacers as we can, and he did an excellent job at that. So, for that, I will give him credit for that. I also will give him credit for going out and getting John Collins, a guy who I've been wanting for a couple years. I'll give him credit for the Isaiah Joe trade. I thought that was a steal. I'll give him credit. I like the Taurean Prince pickup. And I honestly think the draft picks weren't terrible. Obviously, it wasn't, Abuka Corey wasn't my top option, but I think he'll develop nice and be a good asset on this team. My overall thoughts, so those are the pros. Those are the four pros. Outside of that, though, the cons, the negatives, the bad stuff from this offseason, letting go of Isaiah Stewart and Tobias Harris was, I thought, a huge mistake. We got nothing out of return for Isaiah Stewart, who was an absolute dog on defense for us. A guy who, I know had a $15 million contract, but I thought we should not have gotten rid of. And even right now, I still think we need him because we really don't have a backup four. Right now, our backup four is, I guess you could say Taurean Prince, but I mean, it's pretty much like Ron Holland. And letting go Tobias Harris, I thought was bad, but I don't know if that was his fault or if that was Tobias. I'm assuming it was probably Trajan because I think that we probably lowballed Tobias and he wanted to go get paid, and I get that. But I really wanted Tobias on this team. I didn't want him to start. I just wanted him off the bench. But I can understand maybe Tobias was like, nope, I'm going to go get money somewhere else. I didn't like letting go of those two guys. Outside of that, I thought, again, the draft picks were all right. Wasn't in love with them, but I was like, you know what? I thought the Onyenso pick was good, and I thought Abuka could end up developing nicely. Overall, I'm going to give Trajan Langdon out of 100, or I guess I'll go out of 10. I'll give him an 8.2 out of 10. I'll give him an 8.2. That's a B minus, like a high B minus, close to a B. I was very in between giving him a B or a B minus. I'm going to give him a B minus. I think that it could have been better. The one thing I will also say is I think he could have done better at getting one more scoring option next to Cade, because right now we have so many spot up shooters, but we don't have a lot of scorers. Cade, Danis, and Abuka are good scorers, but honestly, Danis hasn't really proven that he can do it that well. And for Abuka, he's a rookie. I'm not going to just throw all my faith in a rookie. I would have loved to have seen like a DeMar DeRozan kind of player, a guy who can get it done on both ends of the floor, can create his own shot, shoot the ball pretty well, and be a good role player next to Cade and a good fit. So that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on the Pistons season. I'll give it like a high B minus. I'll give it a B minus though. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Kevin Humphrey, what's good, man? Good to see you back. He said VS Missy, who I can't even think of what team he plays for, bro. I know who you're talking about though. I would not mind if we were to do a sign and trade for VS Missy. I think it's probably unlikely that I can't think of the team he's on. Someone remind me. I can't. I think it's is it the Pelicans? I think it's unlikely that they give him up though. But again, if you're trading Duren, then maybe. D-Town 101 said Duren and Duncan for Joker. Yeah, right. Maybe in a different life, D-Town. Maybe Duren, Duncan, and like 8 first-round picks. You might be able to get the Joker. North 10-6 said, what if we get Jalen Smith? Don't hate it. I don't know if I'd want to do a sign and trade for Jalen Smith though. I don't think he's good enough to be on a championship caliber team. But I don't know. He's a solid guy. I just don't know if I'd want him as my starting center. You know what I mean? Gary Williams said, I believe Detroit has to put Cade at the two. I could see it happening. I like Cade as a one though because he's a very, very good passer. He just has a bit of a turnover problem. The thing is that Cade is a very good passer. He averages over 10 assists per game. So I like him being there, but I think having Cade off ball more and being able to create on like a separate side and do other things and have someone else take care of the ball too, I think would definitely help him. Detail 101 said Darren for Alex Sarr and Cam Whitmore. I like both those guys. Sarr, I don't know though. He still needs to develop a little bit, but and he's, Detail 101 said we'd be set. I wouldn't mind it. I honestly would have. I was hoping we'd get Alex Sarr the year he was going to get drafted. I knew we weren't though because we got robbed with the fifth pick because the NBA draft lottery sucks. But yeah, I think overall, yeah, it's Alex Sarr is solid. He got better this year too. And Cam Whitmore's pretty good defender. I read that. Kevin Humphrey said yes. I'm assuming to Missy being on the Pelicans. Kali said Tobias wanted to stay, but he saw the writing on the wall. Trajan's not aggressive at showing he's trying to win now. Yeah, that's very true. I will agree with that. D-Town 101 said Cade is a point guard. He's not a number two. He can play off ball depending on lineups, but he definitely can't be two. Yeah, he can't be your number two scoring option or player, but he can play shooting guard. You know what I mean? He can play that spot and have someone else working on the ball and the kind of running the offense while Cade kind of takes a break from it. But Cade is a very good point guard. He can pass the ball very well. He just turns it over here and there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll agree with that. Detail 101 also said Missy is solid. I agree. He is definitely solid. Ethan said, yeah, I think we are done making a move. I'd probably agree with that. I don't know if we'll make any moves. The offseason isn't over, but we'll see. Kali said Cade could definitely play the two if we have a better point guard. It's essential to lineup. Essential to line up with Jenkins last year. Yeah, they ran that quite a bit last year. They closed out a lot of games with Jenkins at the one, Cade at the two, and I don't mind that. I'd like to see that more this year, obviously, but obviously you want Cade as your primary ball handler and scorer. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean. I agree with that. He can play both. You know, sometimes if he wants a break, have someone else come in and kind of run the offense, and Cade can kind of play a little more of like a secondary point guard spot. But yeah, all right, we'll move on from this, guys. Very good conversations though. What else do we have? All right, my next topic of conversation for you guys is this: who do you guys want to start at the two spot this year? Do you want it to be Duncan Robinson or Isaiah Joe? And I also want you to tell me why you picked who you picked. Do you guys want it to be Duncan Robinson, who started for us almost every game last year, or do you want it to be Isaiah Joe, the new face in town, who might be a little bit better at defense and maybe better at taking us to the rim? Who do you guys want to start? Oh, okay. Gary Williams said Kate. Okay. Kali said Trey Murphy. Yeah, I agree with that too. I love it. Okay, so guys, what with the roster right now, all right, assuming Cade's at the one, Gary, or if you want to move him to the two and have one of these guys run point. I mean, who would you want running point guard, Gary? Kyrie Irving, because I'd love that. We'll see. But with the team we have right now, obviously one of these two guys is going to be your starting two. Who do you guys think you would rather have between these two guys, and why? I'm gonna go Isaiah Joe just because I don't know. I don't know if he's starting caliber, but I've seen him play. Good spot up shooter. I could see him being a good starter next to Kate. He's a better defender too. And I think Duncan's more of like a sixth man kind of guy. I like Duncan though, and I'd be fine with him starting again. But I think Isaiah Joe has a lot more potential and could be an even better player because he's developed more and maybe try some new things as well. Ethan said Ace Bailey. I like Ace Bailey, but he was drafted. Was he drafted? He was drafted last year, right? Detail 101 said Duncan starting as of now until we see how Joe pans out. That's kind of where I'm at too. I'd like to start Isaiah Joe, but I think if I'm gonna predict, I'm gonna say Duncan's gonna start the season, and then maybe if Isaiah Joe is outperforming him and as he's playing better, we'll probably throw Joe in at the two. But I would probably take Joe over Duncan right now, and say that I think that he should play the two. The starting two. North End 6 said, I'll take Joe because I believe Duncan can help the backup squad better with size. 100%. That's kind of what I think too. I think that Duncan, you could have him at the 3, where you have Danis and Jenkins at the 1 and 2. Or sorry, Danis and Abuka at the 1 and 2. Duncan at 3, Ron at the 4, Paul Reed at the 5. Then you also got Tareem Prince too. Kylie said probably run it back with Duncan so Asar's defense can cover him. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm very split. I'm fine with either of them. I would probably prefer Joe. I think he might fit better with Cade and be a little bit better as a starter, where Duncan might be better off the bench. Plus, Joe's a little bit better defender too, so I like that. It's solid. Detail 101 said LeBron at the 2. All right, now we're talking. Probably not though. Kali said Holland at the 3, Prince at the 4. That's what I'd like to see, but here's the thing, Kali. That means that you're gonna have to bump either Danis or Abuka to the 3rd stringers. So you think Abuka's probably gonna be fighting for minutes? Because if your backup 5 is, let's say you start Duncan, then your backup 5, you're gonna have Danis at the 1, Joe at the 2, Ron at the 3, Tareem Prince at the 4, and Paul Reed at the 5. That's what I would imagine. That would be your best case scenario backup 5. But then you also have to have, you have to understand that Abuka Corey's there too. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work. It's kind of a loaded secondary lineup. So I don't know. What do you think, Kali? Do you think Abuka's gonna probably be kind of getting shafted on minutes, kind of like how Sasser was? North End 6 said Prince got to earn his spot, probably. I could see Prince being the backup 4, and obviously Ron needs to get minutes. He'll probably be your backup 3. I think it might come down to Abuka versus Danis. Kali said Abuka will be a G League All-Star. I don't know if we're going to put him in the G League. Maybe for part of the season. I guess he is 19, but he was almost a lottery pick. I just don't know if they'll want to put him in the G League. But honestly, Kali, I will say this. It might almost be beneficial to Abuka, because then he can work on his 3-point shooting and develop certain parts of his game, while we let Danis Jenkins go crazy. And then if Danis ends up not being great, well, then you pull up Abuka and then you throw Danis as the backup. So I agree, Kali. I think I see what you're getting at. So Abuka's going to be fighting for minutes off like the 3rd stringers. Ethan said Ace Bailey is 6'9". That is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty tall. I remember him. He went to. I know he's on the Jazz right now. What freaking school did he go to? I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of what college he went to. But I remember watching him in college. But yeah, I think we all are kind of in agreement that we'd like to see Isaiah Joe get the opportunity. We think he might fit there better. But I think we can all also agree that Duncan Robinson has already earned his spot. We'll probably start the season at the 2, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And then I think for Kali, I think tomorrow my next stream, I think I'm going to talk about what the backup 5 is going to look like the secondary lineup, because I think honestly, like, I'm so in between, because obviously you have Ron Holland and Tareem Prince now. Like, do we think it's going to be those 2 guys, or do we think that Tareem Prince is going to be a 3rd stringer? Or do you think, Abuka's going to be in the G League, 3rd stringer, whatever? D-Town 101 said Ace Bailey's one of my favorite players. I go crazy if we got him, but I know that would never happen. And then D-Town 101 also said Kali, I'm in agreement with you. I think I'm going to agree with Kali as well. I think it's going to be Abuka getting shafted on the minutes, and he will probably struggle and maybe towards the end of the year get more. But more than likely, he'll be in the G League for some of the year, or just fighting for some minutes. But you definitely could see him getting a lot more minutes, though, and then you have Tareem Prince probably coming in as your backup, like your 3rd string 4. I could also see that, so we'll see. Gary Williams said, damn it, none of them can handle the ball. That's kind of what I'm also well, yeah, none of them can handle the ball. But the other thing I'm thinking is that for Abuka Corey, if he's in the G League, then you really only have 2 ball handlers, and that's Cade and Danis. I don't know if I like that. I want to see one more shot creator besides just those guys. Yeah, all right, we'll move on from this. I don't know if I have any more Piston stuff to talk about. I want to hear one quick thing from you guys. Who do you guys think has been the most impressive summer league performer so far? It can be either Pistons player or it can be just summer league in general. I'm kind of thinking probably. Let me know. Let me know both. Like, who do you think? Like, first of all, who's the best overall so far in the summer league? Like, who's impressed you the most? I mean, for me, it's definitely been Yaxel Lendenberg, Darren Peterson. Uh, definitely. I definitely like what I've seen from Caleb Wilson too. He's been solid. Really, like any of those like top like 5 to 6 picks have been looking really good. Let me know, who do you guys think has been the most impressive summer league performer so far, and then also who on the Pistons do you think? I mean, I'd probably go with Chaz Lanier. He's been so good. Ethan said if we have this guy, that'd be cool. I like Ace Bailey. It's not possible, but I hope we get him. I would be ecstatic if we got Ace Bailey. Gary Williamson, the kid from Chicago, is crazy. Yeah, I think you're talking about um, Caleb Wilson, who I was just talking about. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. I think he had like 35 in his first game. Kevin Humphrey said Duncan will start. Isaiah Joe will come first off the bench. They could have a lineup with Collins as a small ball five, Cade, Duran, and Asar, with a dash of Ethan Okori, or sorry, Buka Okori by midseason. Buka Okori will have to figure it out. That's kind of what I think too, Kevin. I think I'm in agreement with you. He has definitely. I think Ibuka Okori will probably struggle to find minutes at first, and then by the end of the year, I think he'll find his way and he'll find a spot on this team, and hopefully he'll get minutes in the playoffs. But we'll see. I think he'll find his way up, and he'll get better as the season goes on. Kali said Sasha scored 40 in a preseason and showed a lot of potential. 40% 3-point shooting and couldn't even get off the bench. Yeah, again, I still think we always misused Sasser. I really think that we could have used him more. Straight bucket off the bench. And yeah, I'll never forget that 40-point game, man, because the dude was like, I remember seeing that game. He was like 4 of 13 to start the game, and then the second half he went, I think, 13 of 13 from the field, and just complete, like, I've never seen that in my entire life. You probably never see it again. It just shows how much of a microwave Sasser was. Like, I really think we misused him. I think we're missing out on him. But Buka, I mean, he's not quite as good of a shooter, but we'll see. Ooh, D-Town 101 said Lions need to trade for a shutdown number one corner. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. Don't worry, D-Town. We're almost to the Lions topics. I got a couple. I think this, and then I think we have the Tigers for Troy. I think Tigers are next, and then we'll talk a couple Lions things, and then we'll circle back to whatever you guys want. Troy said Chaz has been balling, but I think he's a bum probably. I mean, bum. I wouldn't say bum, but like I think what you're saying is like he's probably not going to ever get minutes. Yeah, this year he's going to be in the G League. He probably won't get much minutes on the roster at all. I'd maybe like to see him be given a chance, see what he can do. But we'll see. But he's been very good so far, and he's showing that he can shoot. Troy said exactly, Kali. That's why I don't care about summer league. And then Troy also said bunch of desperate players ball hogging, trying to make the team. Definitely. Gary Williams said Detroit needs Ibuka to play now. He cannot have a redshirt year. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him play because we need another ball handler and another guy that can score. So I agree. We'll see. Troy said, I get it if we didn't want an undersized guard anymore. Okay, get rid of him. But then why wait? Then we waste a pick in a first round on an undersized guard who ain't even as good as Sasser. Yeah, I mean, I think Ibuka can be better than Sasser, but is he better than Sasser right now? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, all right, we'll move on from this. If you guys get any other names, though, let me know. We're going to talk just a little bit, because I know Troy has been waiting for this. We got a little bit of the Detroit Tigers to talk about. So, first and foremost, I'll start by saying this. Obviously, it is the All-Star break for the next few days. So the Tigers were on a 6-game win streak, and then they kind of got shut down by the Phillies a little bit. So a little disappointing. But so they're on a 2-game losing streak heading into the All-Star break, but I think I see some hearts spamming. I'm wondering if that's Troy. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think the Tigers are in a spot right now where they are pushing for that playoff spot. I think they're gonna get there just like they did the last 2 years. Gary Williams said I'm a Yankees fan, but I'll listen. Hey, but don't worry, we'll get back into the Pistons and I don't know if you're a Lions fan or not, Gary. But we'll talk about them too for a little bit. But we'll get back into the Piston stuff here. We'll circle back. Oh, Kali said it to me. Of course it's Kali. You're always spamming the hearts. I always see that. Appreciate it, Kali. I just know Troy loves the Tigers, so I was wondering if it was him. Um, but yeah, for the Tigers' sake, oh, you're a Dolphins fan. Nice. Sucks that I mean I don't know what the Dolphins will look like this year, Gary. I think they might struggle a little bit. Might be a down year for them, but I mean they still have Jalen Waddle, right? Or did they get rid of him? Troy said Detroit Tigers are 3.5 games out of the playoff spot, and 6.5 games back of first in the AL Central. We are super live to make the playoffs. I think we'll get there. I don't know if we'll win the Central. I really don't. I think it's going to be close. I do think we will get the playoff spot though, for sure. We'll get there. Troy also said, oh, D-Town 101 said Abuka will get time. Trajan Langdon loves him. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think that Trajan loves him too much to just sit him on the bench. I think beginning of the season he might get some minutes, and then come middle of the season maybe, and by the end of the season you'll probably see his minutes grow up a lot. But by playoffs he probably won't get much. Troy said we need to buy a hitter. We already went all in this year, signing Framber. We might as well double down. Yes, I think we need just one more like trade to like really make sure that we have what it takes. Um, I just think that yeah, that we need probably another hitter. The pitching's been solid. You know, Scooble's back. He didn't. I mean, I think did he pitch? Did he pitch yesterday or 2 days ago? I can't remember. Um, but yeah. Oh, T-Town 101 said Waddle's a Bronco. Shit. Damn. So the Dolphins really are going all out to probably tank this year. They still got some good talent on the team, but yeah, I think this year will probably be a down year for the Dolphins. Sadly, I was really rooting for them the last couple of years, though. Um, Ethan said if we got Ace Bailey, Duncan, Caden, Buka, and Asar, that would be a sick lineup. Doomsday, what's good, man? Good to see you back in here. The Blue Jays played this exact way last year, and they ended up getting together and going to the World Series. That's true. Blue Jays were kind of in the same situation, and then guess what? They ended up making it to the World Series, almost taking down the Dodgers too. Gary Williams said Yankees the best team in the AL. Tigers can go to sleep. Yankees. I'll say this, Gary. I think Yankees probably take it. Um, but I do think the Tigers will make it. I think the Tigers will make the playoffs at least. But for the AL Central, man, Tigers still have a chance. Troy said I want Luis Arez. Oh yeah, we talked. I think we talked about Arez. I think that's how you say his name. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. And they also want Gino or Mickey. Yeah, I could see. I mean, I don't know if I could see us getting any of them, but Joe Adell would be good too. I think Troy knows what he's saying. I think he knows like he knows what we're looking for here. Troy also said, Gary, you know the Yankees are horrible without Judge, right? I've been watching the games. I haven't really looked at the Yankees lately. I just know that they were. Um, I just know that all I know is that the Tigers are gonna make the comeback. They're gonna. Who said it? Was it Doomsday? Yeah, I liked his comparison to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays were in a similar spot last year and they came back. So we'll see. Ethan said Kevin McGonigal would be could be the MVP All Star game tomorrow. We'll see. As a rookie, it would be crazy. D1011 said, "Yeah, Cully, you're right. JB probably doesn't like him. Probably." Troy said, "Never mind. They're still kind of cold. My bad, Gary." I figured. I figured the Yankees were good. Um, Gary said, "Have you seen the pitching staff of the Yankees when healthy?" Troy said, "Yeah, Yanks are stacked. Yeah, they're gonna be good. Probably a competitive team come October and September." All right, sorry about that. We're back. Um, Troy said, I think we're pretty stacked with the lefty bats. We might want to add a righty. I think a righty bat would be one more. We need one more righty batter. And then outside of that, I mean, you could always get more depth pitching wise. I mean, Verlander's probably not like the most reliable guy. So I think our pitching's pretty damn solid. Gary Williams said Tigers definitely have an ace, though. Troy said, I don't want to trade Scooble. Yeah. I think I did hear Troy. I think I read something earlier. I can go look again. I think I did read that or Scooble. I think it was either Scooble said he doesn't want to leave, or it's the Tigers don't want to trade Scooble. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. But I did read an article earlier that said that I think Scooble does not want to leave. Holy shit, Malik Thomas just dropped 35, guys. I guess it was like 2 hours ago. Yeah, he might be that guy. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think Woodward might have posted it. Let me check. Scooble, is he on here? I can't find it. Oh, right here. Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Tiger superstar Tarek Skubal has informed friends that he badly wants to stay in Detroit for the rest of the season. So take that with what you will. I don't know what the source is on that, but honestly, Troy, I think it's looking good. I think you got to keep Skubal. He's the best pitcher in the league, or one of them. Doomsday said at this point, I'd rather pay Mize than Skubal, pay Mize and get a bullpen arm. Yeah, I've seen people saying that, but again, I just don't know if I'd want to be. I don't know if I'd be okay with giving up one of the best pitchers in the league, but I get what you mean. You don't want to pay him. Troy said, yeah, if we get Skubal and Framber back to playoff scenario, it could be anyone. It's baseball. Absolutely, yeah. When it comes to, but the thing is when you're dealing with the series as well, I mean, we've seen even the Blue Jays last year. I forget who the Blue Jays played in the semifinal. Um, who was it? Was it the Mariner? No, wait. I don't know, but I remember like it's in baseball. Literally anything can happen, especially if you're hitting well. That's all that matters. Because I mean, the Tigers were one game away, right? Like they were one game away. It just came down to we couldn't hit the fucking ball for like 6 innings, 6 extra innings, I should say. Gary Williams said if he wants to stay, then sign the contract. Same thing with Darren, right? Let me check something real quick, guys. Ooh, I should probably plug my phone in. Ooh, we did hit 960 subscribers. Thank you, guys. If you're in here right now, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you feel like it, please do hit the subscribe button. It would help me out a ton. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, hopefully. Maybe by the end of the summer, we'll see. We'll see how much we can get. Troy said exactly. Gary, keyword was this season. He didn't say long term. Yeah, that is. He said this season, not long term. Troy said he's out after this year, possibly. So maybe it would be worth trading him. But again, if we can win the World Series this year, don't do it. Ethan said, yeah, Kevin McGonigal can score a lot. Yeah, he's good. Troy said probably like 8 to 10 years, 400 millions for Scooble. That's a lot. That is a lot. I don't know if that's worth it. But yeah. All right. Give it another minute. Troy, any other things you got to say about the Tigers? And then we'll move on. We got a couple Detroit Lions topics for you guys. And then we'll get back into some Pistons stuff. And then we'll probably call it there. And obviously, we'll continue to talk about the Tigers and stuff. I'll throw some Tigers sections in there for you guys for each, especially when they're playing. But Troy said, congrats, bro. 1K soon. You deserve it, man. I'm excited. I've been working for it for honestly a couple years now. I mean, I don't know if I've told you. I started this channel up like 2 years ago, and then I kind of stopped posting for a while. Kind of got bored of editing all the time, and then I just started streaming like a couple weeks ago, and it's been working pretty well. So I'm excited though. We'll see if we can get there soon. Gary Williams said Tigers battled back. They have my respect. Yeah, they did it the last couple years. I think they can do it again. I think that they're in a situation where 3.5 games back right now from a playoff spot. They have plenty of time to make it back. I think that right now they're in a situation where they're honestly probably in a favorable situation to make it back. Troy said we got a stub with McGonigal. Yeah, I think I might have told you, Troy. I used to work the last couple summers. I worked with the West Michigan Whitecaps, so I got to see McGonigal play like every day, and it was awesome. Um, and Ethan said that's why Kevin McGonigal is the All Star. I love it. Troy said appreciate the Tigers topic. Absolutely, Troy. Honestly, like obviously, I wanted to talk about them, so I threw it in here. But this was for you for sure. Detail 101 said Malik Thomas had 21 points in the first half. Jesus. Dude, he's balling, man. Doomsday said, "Do you get downtown for the games much?" I don't live very close to Detroit, so it's hard for me. I obviously, I'm going to be living in East Lansing this year, though. I did last year too, so I'll be closer, which will be nice. So I'm definitely planning on going to at least. I'm trying to go to another Tigers game or two before the season ends. Pistons game wise, I'm planning on going to at least one or two. For the Lions, like I want to go, but like I don't know if I can afford those tickets, guys. It's like $300 for like shitty seats too. I'm gonna try to go at least one Lions game this year though. And then Red Wings, obviously, I don't think I've ever been to a Red Wings game, sadly. Like I love the Red Wings, and like obviously I don't talk about them much on here because it's off season, not much to really say. But like obviously I need to go to a Red Wings game. But yeah, I'm not downtown too much. I am in Detroit usually once or twice a year though, but this year I'm expecting to be there a few more times, like at least 5 or 6 times in the next like year. So yeah, I do try to go to as many games as I can though, and be downtown because I love being in Detroit. Great city, D-Town. So I'll try to though, and I'll definitely be there more this year. D-Town 101 said you should make some merch. Ooh, if you guys are interested in that, then absolutely. Um, yeah, I could come up with some concepts maybe and show you guys to see if you guys like anything. Um, I've always thought about like making just like Detroit related merch. Like obviously you got to worry about getting like copyrighted, right? You got to worry about that. But like I could definitely come up with some like Motor City. Um, I could definitely come up with some like Motor City concepts. I think that'd be sick. That's a really good idea, D-Town. I'll look into that and see what I can do with that. Um, just some like clothes and like maybe some other just cool shit. Kali said 1K by the end of the month. I really hope so. So close, man. 40 subs away. So if you guys have not subscribed already, please do it. It would mean the world to me. I'm sure most of you guys in here already have though, because you guys are real ones. Um, we'll see. I hope so. Gary Williams said Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's go. You a Buckeyes fan too? Damn, you're all over the place. Yeah, I got nothing but respect for Ohio State. I'm a Michigan State fan. I got nothing. The thing with Michigan State and Ohio State is I feel like they get along pretty well. Like Michigan and Ohio State got the beef, right? Michigan State, as a Michigan State fan, all I have is respect for Ohio State because they are superior in many ways. Dooms Dave said, I hear your brother. I got season tickets, not cheap, but I had them for a few years before they were cool. Nice, dude. Yeah, respect, honestly, man. I wish. It's hard. I mean, right now I'm not really working. I'm gonna be working soon, probably once the school year starts back up. Right now I'm just doing a bunch of like summer classes and shit, so I haven't really had time for like a full-time job or anything. I've been working the last 2 years. I was doing two jobs, and like I just kind of wanted a break this summer, um, and just focus on like getting classes done and stuff. So I'm gonna be doing probably an internship probably next summer though. But we'll see. But yeah, it is a lot of money, and obviously once I get like an actual full time job, I'll be able to afford it, and I'll get some tickets and shit. Ethan said, yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah, it is. Troy said, nah, Lions are chalked. A lot of fans priced out. It is bad, man. Like just a normal family can't even go to the games now. I hate it. And here's the thing. I mean, we just missed the playoffs last year. Went 9-8, finished last in the NFC North, and yet they're still priced. I thought they'd go down this year, but they're still up, man. It's bad. Kali said I go to several Pistons games a year. Been to a couple Lions of Tigers games. Wings are on my bucket list. Same here, Kali. Bucket list. Um, you said you've been to a couple Pistons games. Yeah, I don't know if I told you this, Kali. I talked about it last night, so you might have heard me. I actually went to the one of the last Pistons game I went to was when we were on that 28 game losing streak a couple years ago. I went to the game against the Raptors that we won, so I feel like I might be the good luck charm. I was trying to make a playoff game this year, but it just wasn't really in the budget for me. But I don't think I went to any this year. I know I went to one last year though. But yeah, I've only been to a one. I don't know. But yeah, respect to you, Kali. That's awesome. Ethan said I'd love to go to Detroit. Yeah, the Pistons, Tigers, Lions. It's cool. Absolutely. Gary Williams says, "I live in Delaware. I have to be all over the place." Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess if you live in Delaware, because I mean, what does Delaware got for sports? Um, is that like, because Delaware I know obviously is East Coast, kind of over by like Rhode Island. It's not really in the Boston area, is it? Because Boston's like Massachusetts. So yeah, I guess if you live in Delaware, then yeah, that's probably fair that you kind of are all over. You can just did you just kind of like grow up with those teams? Like were those just teams that you kind of like? Oh, I like this team as you were growing up, or did you just kind of like come to like them and now they're like your favorite? Ethan said I went to the Detroit Pistons one time before. That's the only one. Only one. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. All right. We'll we'll move on from the Tigers talk for now. Troy, obviously, if you got anything else to say, let me know. We'll come back to it. All right. But I do. It is already 11:47, and I still have like three things to go through with you guys. So we're gonna go and talk about one more. I guess I have one more Pistons thing in here. Um. So we'll talk about that. I don't know. You guys want to talk about? We'll talk about this real quick. It'll be quick. Who do you guys think on the Detroit Pistons needs to improve the most, or who do you think will improve the most? I got Ron Holland on here because I think that's probably my choice. Who do you think is going to see the most improvements this year? And it can be one of the new players like Isaiah Joe, John Collins. It could be a rook, I mean, not a rookie because I mean rookies can't really improve. But like, who do you think that is on this team needs to see the most improvement? And also, who do you think um, does improve the most? What do you guys think? My bet's on Ron Holland. I think he's going to surprise some people this year. I think his shooting's going to improve a lot. I could also see Asar probably improving his shooting. Ethan said I went to the game December 30th, 2023 with your teacher. Nice. But yeah, let's see what you guys got to say about this. Kali said I need Ron and Asar to take the next step. Yeah, those are the big two, right? We need to see them obviously increase their scoring capabilities, especially Asar because he's a starter. But I think Ron overall needs to see the most improvements in order to really be given solid minutes this year. We'll see if anyone else has anything. Otherwise, we'll go right into the. I got two. I have. Let's see. I have two topics left. They're both Detroit Lions related, and then we can circle back talk about the Pistons before we go, and then we'll call it a night. And before we get any more chats, I'll say um, tomorrow night I probably not going to be streaming tomorrow night. I'll probably go Wednesday. Um, Plus, there's a Pistons game that day anyway, so we'll talk about that. But right now, I'm not planning on streaming tomorrow. I've got a couple things to do anyway. Um, and honestly, I mean, I could probably come up with some stuff, but I'll probably save it for Wednesday so we can have more to talk about on Wednesday. So, anyone else have any Detroit Pistons players that need to improve the most, or who do you think's going to improve the most? Otherwise, we'll get right into the Lions talk, and then we'll call, or I guess we'll circle back to anything else you guys need. Yeah, my money's probably on Ron as well, Kali. I think right now, Ron Holland probably is the most approved because he is uh, going into year three. So Kali said I'd love to see Cheslinier get real opportunity as a player we drafted and developed. Yes, I've been saying that too. I get he's probably going to get buried in the he's going to get buried into the depth chart. I get that. We have a lot of shooters this year. But I would like to see him get a chance because honestly, I mean, the way he's performing in summer league, if you give him a chance, give him 3 games, maybe 4 or 5 games in the regular season, if he can go off like how he is right now, I could really see him being a valuable player for us. I mean, if he can get buckets, man, you got to play him, right? Yeah. If anyone else has a player that they want to see improve or think will. And while I wait, I'm going to go grab my phone charger so my phone does not die. Because we do not want that happen. Because if that happens, then I will not be able to read these amazing chats. Detail 101 said, I feel like Duran has the most to prove. That's fair because, A, he's going to be getting a contract. That's going to be a pretty hefty one. And B, he does have a lot of defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities to prove in order to get paid that much money. So I'll agree with that. I like that one. I think Duran's definitely up there. He needs to prove. I know he was an All-Star, All-NBA player this year, but I think he needs to improve a couple parts of his offensive game, shooting wise, scoring wise, and then defensively, being a good perimeter defender or blocking shots as well. Other than that, D-Town 101 would say Ron. Agreed. Okay. I think we're all kind of on the same page between Ron, Asar, Duran. All right, we'll move on. I'm not saying if anyone else has anything, any other players, let me know, but we'll move on. Okay, this is not so. Hold on. Everyone just give me like 2 seconds to retype this. Which. All right, there we go. This switched for some reason. So these are the last two topics we have. So we have. Oh my god, it switched on here too. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna like delete. Nope, not that. I'm gonna delete this text box because it's not supposed to be. No. This is annoying me. Whatever. Okay. We're back. Kali said Darren needs to prove it in the playoffs. That's all that matters. Agreed. Okay. We're going to go through these last two things. So first and foremost, for any of my Detroit Lions fans in here, which Detroit Lions player do you think needs to improve the most this season? Who do you think has the most to prove? Who do you think needs to improve in order for the Lions to have a better season? I threw Tyreek Williams up there because I think with DJ Reader gone down low, he's going to probably be starting. And I think that being a first-round pick, he needs to really prove himself this season. Detail 101 said, what do you think the Lions need to do to make a Super Bowl run this year? I feel like star corner or bust. We need a better corner. Our corner room's really bad right now, especially after Terrion left, which, Terrion I thought was developing well, but I don't know. We definitely, our secondary is going to be so weak, especially with Kirby Joseph not really knowing much about his health. Brian Branch is not going to be coming back till midseason. Our secondary is going to be very, very rough this year. Yeah, I also think we could use another edge rusher. I really think that we missed out this year on going to get like a stud, solid edge rusher. Joey Boza is still out there. I'd love to see us go sign him, but I think a star corner and edge would be nice to see. Ethan said he thinks Goff's going MVP, and he loves Goff and the Lions. Absolutely, I'd love to see that. I doubt Goff gets MVP because of the way he plays. He's not the flashiest, but yeah. What are some players though that you guys think need to improve? I would say Tyreek Williams for sure. It would have been Terrion Arnold, but obviously he's not here. I think Ennis Rakestraw, who I know he really hasn't gotten any opportunities, but I think Ennis Rakestraw's got to be included because he's probably going to be starting for us this year, more than likely. So I think Rakestraw has some of the most to prove as well, but Tyreek Williams for sure. Detail 101 said edge is always a need, but we definitely need secondary help above everything. Yeah, and I was pretty upset we didn't go after any safeties or anything. We kind of just focused on offensive line, which I thought was definitely ideal. But yeah, I think for sure edge is always a need. I know we have Hutch, we're fine. We drafted Derek Moore. I loved that pick. That was a really good fit. DJ Wanham, if he stays healthy, is good. But I feel like we could have used a little more depth there. But corner is definitely after Terrion, his whole thing. I think we definitely could use corner help. Yeah, any other players that you guys think could use some improvement? Otherwise, we'll move on to the last topic, and then we'll circle back to a couple things if you guys want. I'll let you guys kind of, if you guys got any other players, let me know. Ethan said Goff did a great job in the playoffs. Yeah, if we make the playoffs this year, we hope to see Goff perform obviously better than what he did not this past year, but the year before. He was very good the year we went to the NFC Championship, though. All right, we'll move on. We'll go on to the last topic. If you guys got anything else to say, though, let me know. But for this is supposed to say there was supposed to be a text box that said Detroit Lions season predictions. So all I want to know, What are your guys' season predictions for the Lions? What do you think the final record's going to be? Who do you think we're going to lose to? Who do you think, obviously, like some of the big wins we'll get playoff wise? What do you think we'll do? Do you think we'll make the playoffs? Do you think we'll make a Super Bowl run? What do you guys think? What is the season going to look like for the Detroit Lions? I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on whether or not the Lions can maybe make a run this year. Detail 101 said, "Ooh, Tate. Yeah, Tate. You're talking about Tate Radledge for sure. Yeah, I could agree with that. I thought he was solid last year though for a rookie. Uh, Ethan said Goff. Yep, Goff gets credit. Detail 101 correcting his grammar. Um, yeah, I think for me, if I'm gonna give you guys my predictions, I'm gonna go ahead and say for the Detroit Lions, right? I was pretty optimistic at first. I was thinking like 13-4 because we do have a very favorable schedule this year. Obviously, I know we dealt with some injuries last year, but we're gonna get some guys back. I think right now I'm kind of thinking 11-6 or 12-5. I think we'll probably drop 2 or 3 games in the division. We'll probably lose to like anywhere between like the Bills, Patriots, and the Panthers. Um, I could see any of those three being losses. I could also see us losing a game like the Bucks or the Giants, like just kind of tough games. I think Giants will be solid this year, especially by the end of the year. But overall, it's a very favorable schedule. We play a lot of younger teams that aren't very good. Like we opened the year against the Saints. That's a very favorable game, but they could be tough. Um, the division's going to be very good. I think it's going to come down to really how well we can stay healthy and how well our secondary performs. So I'm going to go with 12-5. I think we'll make the playoffs as probably like a. I think we'll win the division. I think we'll probably be like a 2 or 3 seed, and then more than likely we will probably be either. I don't know. The Rams are going to be the hardest team to get past in the playoffs, but more than likely probably a divisional round or NFC Championship exit. Obviously, I think we could win it all this year. And I think if we make the playoffs this year, I think this team will be determined to. So I could definitely say I could see us winning the Super Bowl, but I don't know if it'll happen. Detail 101 said, I'd say um, all over our current corners. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, our current corners are. I mean, your starting three are going to be mixed of obviously DJ Reed, probably Roger McCreary, and then also probably Ennis Rakestraw. I mean, you do have Rocky Yassin too, who's pretty damn good. He was good for us last year, but yeah. Gary Williams said golf. Jared Golf. But yeah, any other predictions that you guys have? What do you guys think this season's going to look like? Again, I think I'm going to go 12-5. Right now, probably divisional round exit, but I think I could see us winning it all depending on how the season goes. I just, again, if we stay healthy and our secondary performs well, I think we'll win it all. Super Bowl champs, but right now, I'll probably go divisional round exit just because I don't know if we're deep enough at the corner or deep enough at the edge spot. I don't know if our corners are good enough. Our safeties are not very deep. And especially we don't know, obviously, with Kirby and Branch with their health. And offensively, if we can just stay, I don't know if we'll stay healthy. But if we do, if we stay healthy and the secondary performs well, I think we'll win it all. I think we'll be Super Bowl champs. But yeah. But yeah. If you guys have anything else to say, though, about the Detroit Lions, let me know. Otherwise, probably move on. We are already at midnight. Wow. I'll go for a few more minutes if you guys want. We'll circle back though. Gary Williams said, "Did the corner sign with a team?" Terrion Arnold, no, he has not yet. It sounds like he will. I think the Raiders were targeting him, which go figure. But yeah, I think honestly, I don't know. I didn't love obviously just dropping. I get why we got rid of Terrion and just dropped him. The whole legal thing going on, but like it kind of sucks that we dropped a guy that's gonna probably be playing this year. I thought he was going to prison. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see. Detail 101 said Kirby needs to come back healthy for sure. Yeah, I don't know his whole knee situation. I'm very interested to see from I mean from what it sounds like Dan Campbell was kind of not too excited about it. Like he kind of was like, yeah, I mean, he's dealing with a bit of a serious injury, but obviously hoping to see Kirby come back fully intact to what he was. We'll see. But yeah, he needs to come back healthy. Don't put him if he's not healthy. But hopefully, from what I've heard, it sounds like he might be ready by week 1. But at worst, probably like by the bye week. Gary Williams said, "What did he do?" If you're talking about Terrion Arnold, so apparently, I don't know if you heard about the whole thing that went down with the kidnapping back in like the what was it, like February maybe. There was like a whole kidnapping thing where basically what happened, Gary, was that some people broke into his Airbnb. They stole $100,000, and they basically Terrion Arnold was getting his lick back. Kidnapped some dudes that he thought did it, but it sounds like that whole thing circled back just a couple weeks ago, and the people that he kidnapped were not the right people. So he kidnapped innocent people. He got in trouble for it. Now, the whole legal thing was that they were trying to figure out whether or not he was actually a part of the kidnapping or if he was just part of the plotting or what it was. And it sounds like they have no defiable evidence that he was a part of the actual kidnapping. I think he had something to do with it, obviously, being his Airbnb, but I don't think he actually did the kidnapping. So I think they're trying to figure stuff out with that. I'm surprised they're letting him even be in the league right now, but that's basically what happened, though. They're trying to figure out whether or not he was actually part of it, if he planned it or what. Kali said, how many games do NFL teams play this season? Or in the season, I thought it was 16. They changed it to 17 pretty recently. So you play, it's 18 weeks, but 17 games. Obviously, each team gets 1 bye week. So it used to be 16, but now it is 17, yeah. Ethan likes 12 wins, okay. Yeah, so yeah, Kali, they changed it to 17 recently. So you get 17 games, 1 bye week, that's it. And I heard them talking about extending it to 2 bye weeks, which honestly might not be the worst idea because of all the injuries that have been happening. Yeah. But yeah, it's I think it was 2021 or 2022. 2023 at latest they switched it to 17 games. But I know it was sometime in like the earlier 2020s. Gary Williams said, "Great show. Appreciate you, Gary. You're a real one, man. You've been in here for a while. You've been in here almost all night. I probably the entire night. Wow. Appreciate you guys being in here, man. It means a lot to me. If you guys have not already, please do hit that like button. It's been a hell of a night. We've got a lot of good conversations. I'm gonna circle back, talk about a couple things, or whatever you guys want to talk about too. I'll probably just start by doing that, and then we'll finish up here in the next probably 10, 15 minutes. We'll get out of here. But yeah, anything else Detroit Lions related, let me know. For right now, though, guys, let me know anything that you guys want to talk about. We've got, like I said, another 10, 15 minutes to kind of talk about whatever you guys want. If you guys want to talk about anything sports related, and if you have any questions for me personally, anything at all, I'll finish up here. Let me know what you guys got, though. We got, like I said, we still got time. So anything you guys want to circle back to, obviously we talked about the Summer League games with the rookies, Jalen Duren talk. We also had obviously some, Pistons offseason grading. Who would you rather have starting? Summer League performers, Detroit Tigers. Who needs to improve? And then some Detroit Lions topics as well. So if you guys got anything else you want to talk about, whether it's anything I've included or whether it is just anything random as well, up to you guys. Ethan said 15-2. Ooh. Dude, I'd be so happy if the Lions could do another 15-2 season like they did a couple years ago. We'll see. Anything else you guys want to talk about here tonight? Let me know. Throw it in that chat. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. And obviously, while I give you guys a little bit of time, like I said, if you have not hit the like button yet, please help a guy out. Hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed yet, that would also help me out a ton. So please be sure to hit that like button. But thank you guys for being in here tonight. We've had a lot of good conversations. Hope to get a couple more here before the night ends. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, Not planning on streaming tomorrow. I do have a couple things to do, family related, so I probably won't be getting back till late. Um, and plus, I think it'd probably be better just to wait till Wednesday anyway, because we'll have more to talk about with the Pistons Summer League and maybe some other news coming out as well. Um, so, so Wednesday, 10 p.m. If you guys want to catch the next show, that is the plan. Kali said, "Yeah, another awesome stream. When's the next stream?" Yeah, like I'm saying, Tuesday, tomorrow night, probably not. Sadly, I'm not gonna plan on it. Obviously, it could happen, but I'm gonna probably just plan on Wednesday. So Wednesday night, 10 p.m. is going to probably be the next show. If you guys want to attend, join up, get some good conversations going, and talk about whatever. Um, so yeah, next stream Wednesday night, 10 p.m. If you want to join up, 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and then I'll probably do another one on like Thursday. Yeah. I usually try to do like 3 a week. That's kind of like the goal. Obviously, I know I don't have a super like smooth schedule, and guys, I'm sorry about that. It's kind of hard, especially in the summer. I think come like school year time, it'll be easier to kind of have like a set schedule for you guys. But like right now, it's kind of hard with summer because I'm always busy hanging either when I'm hanging out with friends, family, um, or taking care of other shit. Traveling, uh, stuff like that, or just busy doing stuff. But yeah, you guys got any other questions? I'll probably finish up here. I'll give the summer league one more talk real quick, and then if you guys don't have anything else you guys want to talk about, I'll get out of here. But yeah, like I said, Wednesday night 10 p.m. is probably when I'm planning on my next. If you guys want to attend that, so if you guys want to get in here again, Wednesday night 10 p.m. But my final thoughts on the summer league so far. We're 3 games in for the Detroit Pistons. It has been. Oh, Ethan said it could be 17-0. I doubt it, Ethan, but it is a pretty easy schedule. But we'll see. Um, but yeah, for the Detroit Pistons summer league, we're 3 games in. It's been pretty eventful. We've seen a lot of different players. Roddy Gale. I mean, I know he didn't play today, but he's been very good off the bench for us. I'd like to see him get more minutes, but we've seen a few different players stepping up. Chaz Lanier's been one of them. He's been really, really good these last 2 games. He was 8 of 10 from 3 at one point today. Isaac Jones, he's been really good. I think we kind of expected him to be good because, I mean, he was like one of the best players in the G League this past year. I think he was like 3rd team All NBA G League or something like that. Bryce Williams, he didn't perform well today, but yesterday he had a really good showing. Onyenso's been showing that his defense is good. I know he didn't do much today, but he didn't get much minutes. I think Onyenso is definitely going to be a solid guy to have coming off the bench, though. If we need a 7-footer that can play some defense and be a good rebounder. And then obviously the other rookie, Abuka Okoro, he's had a bit of a struggle shooting wise and finishing at the rim. I think he'll get there though, and I think he's translating into the NBA. It's summer league, I get it. Not the shot isn't always going to fall. I'm hoping that on Wednesday though, we start to see that shot fall a little more. Maybe we see him go like 3 of 5 from 3. Because right now the biggest thing I want to see him improve on is his 3-point shooting and then finishing at the rim. But overall, he's been solid. He's been passing the ball super well. He had 6 rebounds today. His defense has been very good as well. But yeah, I think overall, I'm happy with how. Obviously, it sucks we're 1 and 2, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. I think the bench needs to be a little more productive for us to even have a chance of being decent. So, but overall, it's been a solid summer league. I've been impressed by a couple of players. I got my guy D-Town 101 said peace out MCS. Oh, I like the abbreviation. Motor City Sports. See you Wednesday night. Great chat per usual. D-Town 101, man, real one right there. Appreciate you, D-Town, for being in here. A lot of good chats from you tonight. You had a lot of really good. Me and you always on the same page. It feels like. Appreciate you being in here. We had a lot of good chats tonight. So I hope to see you Wednesday, and have a great rest of your night and a great day tomorrow as well. But yeah, let me know if you guys got anything else though. If you guys got anything else before I get out of here, any other questions for me? Anything else you want to kind of talk about? Otherwise, I will head on out of here. Ethan said, can't wait to see the next game. Absolutely. Wednesday at 6 p.m. against the Phoenix Suns is the Pistons' next summer league game. I believe they do. I think as long as they win, I believe they will get a fifth. I'm not sure if they lose if they will, but I know for sure. Usually they give you one extra game against like a random team. So T-Town 101 said, thanks, bro. We are for sure. Absolutely, man. Good talking to you as usual. Hope to see you Wednesday night, man. Peace out. Have a good night. But yeah, anything else you guys got for me? Otherwise, we will get on out of here. Great stream tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. This was a really fun one. We had a lot of good moments. T-Town 101 said, have a good night. Yes, sir. Get some good sleep, man. We'll talk to you Wednesday. We had a lot of good talks in here tonight. I liked. I'm trying to come up with more topics. If you guys have any topic recommendations, too, please do let me know because obviously it's hard to find. Today I tried my best. I got some Tigers in there, some like predictions for Lions and like some other like Pistons related stuff. But I'll try to get more topics to kind of get everyone engaged. But overall, yeah, I just enjoy talking to you guys. So let me know if you got any recommendations or anything else you got. Kali said, great show. See you Wednesday after the game. Peace. Man, Kali, appreciate you being in here. You're always in here. So that's like, I mean, basically the OG right here from Motor City Sportscast. He's been here since like day one. So appreciate you, Kali, man. Have a great night. And I hope to see you Wednesday night as well. This is a great night tonight. Thanks for being in here. A lot of great talks from you as well. Have a good one, bro. I think we'll probably wrap it up here, though, guys. I think we're pretty much done for the night. Sounds like everyone's kind of chatted out. Ethan said, I think we will win this one. I think we will, too. I think we'll beat the Suns. Hoping to see, obviously, Chaz and Abuka and Nunyenso ball out. But, yeah, thanks for being in here, guys. We'll probably get up out of here. If anyone else has anything to say, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, that should do it for me. Yes, sir, Ethan. Appreciate you being in here too. Hope to see you again on Wednesday, Ethan. We'll talk about that Pistons Summer League game, and we'll see if maybe they get another one scheduled too, which I'm sure they probably will. I think they'll get a fifth. But yeah, I think I'm going to head out of here, guys. It is about to be 12:15. Great night. Another great stream. I appreciate you guys being in here. A lot of good conversations. This was a good D-Town 101 said just came back to say Malik dropped 35. Dude, I just saw that. 35, dude. Yeah, we might have passed on a gem right there. Because he dropped 30 on us and then dropped 35 tonight. This dude is a fucking baller. Yeah, he is balling. I 100% agree. Yeah, thanks D-Town for popping back in here to let me know. I did just see that. That is freaking crazy, man. What a guy. We'll see if he continues that, but he's balling. He's special. Ethan said he was first last night. Yeah, I think you might be first right now, Ethan. Let me look. It says you are. Yeah, it's you, D-Town, and I think Gary. Obviously, Kali, Troy. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, if you guys want to join back up, I'll be back Wednesday night, 10 p.m. We'll probably go to about midnight, kind of like tonight. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for being in here. It means a lot to me. This is very fun to do, a lot of good conversations. And, yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday night. Thanks for being here, guys. Very fun one. A lot of good topics, good conversations. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope to see you guys Wednesday. Like I said, 10 p.m. on Wednesday if you guys want to join up. And, yeah, obviously, go Pistons, go Lions, go Red Wings, go Tigers. And I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday night. You guys have a great night. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks for being here, and peace out.